Bonjour, bonsoir, fanatique, Maranatha service yo, ma même mon copain yo, qui j'en yi, est-ce que en forme ce matin? Est-ce que nous diams, moi te quoi nous très bien, grâce à Dieu, quoi ça? Et nous m'abord ici, nous en forme, nous très bien, grâce à Dieu, il fait nous grâce, nous dormir, nous lever, c'est une faveur, bon Dieu fait nous bali toute gloire, lui seul mérité. Exactement, tout le monde, tout fanatique, tout ma comète, mon copain yo, nous sommes très fort, nous nous merci un peu, nous saluons très très fort. Et je dis, moi, Gon video, on zanmi mwen voye pou mwen depi avan yer. Video sa lem gade, li fe tet mwen fe mal, li fe m kriye. Se ki sa liye son video, jen gason ki fon aksidan, ok? Ki fon aksidan. E bonda jen gason fon aksidan, li vin arive, pedi, depi el. Bon, nou bal gade l. So, mbap ka explike nou, nap gade l nou genje napwe. Ok? Nan mwen sa m senti, napwe l to.
Just like so. So here's how I'm gonna first put on this sock, but I begin by getting my bucket on the bed. This big hole on the front has to be on the left side, and the fucking, yeah, just the big hole has to be on the left side, and then 2 holes in the back for the kidneys, for the lines. This is my left one. Feed it through just like so. There's my right one. Feed it through, just like so. So the biggest thing about this sock is it has to be pretty much as skin tight as possible. I have to try and put it on as best to my ability as I can with no folds. Which over time I've taught myself to do it rather well, I'd say. Sometimes I still have a little fold crease if the sock's a little worn out, but this is a fresh, clean sock, so should go pretty well. So first, I check for that the ostomy is fed around in the hole, and then I worry about where the rest is placed. So that gives me just a general sense, the general starting point, I guess you'd say. So then, of course, I just sit here and blindly feel for my nephrostomies and try and get the holes lined up best I can. Usually I do this with a fan on so I don't sweat my... Well, I can't sweat those off anymore, but... but that'll mess with the audio if I have a fan on, so... not doing that. Sorry, it usually takes me a little bit to get in my sock, guys. As you might have thought. Sweet. That's good enough. And then just feed the nephrostomies into the bucket. In case you guys didn't know what these bags are called, they're called nephrostomy bags. And what they are is direct lines into my kidneys to help my kidneys drain So I try to make sure that these are below my bucket or underneath my bucket, fed underneath my bucket, so they don't get in the way. Well, not like terrible at explaining this. I feed it like somewhat underneath it, but to the side, so once I get up and then flip over, I can grab them when they're not in the way. And then this is another major part where I have to make sure that my body's lined up perfectly with where my spine placement's supposed to go inside the bucket. Which you probably notice I've wrinkled my sock a little bit. It happens. It's okay. It'll fix itself. Which Sabia usually helps me do this, but if I'm feeling like getting up by myself or not waiting for her to wake up or whatever the case may be, I can get up by myself. But Sabia usually helps just to make this easier. But once I get my bionic arm, it's going to be super easy, I feel like. So then I just feed myself in, like so. Which some of you that have been around the channel for a while have probably already seen how I get my bucket, so this is probably boring you, but this is how I do it. And then I basically just pull on the lines until they pop through, because they usually make a sound, because I mean, my body's pressed up against it, so it's pretty tight in there. Ooh, ooh, shit. Oh, cut. So, now that I have my nephrostomies fed through, I will do my chest plate. Again, basic standard is to just feed the colostomy through. Make sure that that's all comfortable. Then I take the straps, start with the bottom strap first, cinch it down, and I go across, so they'll be over one another. And then I do, well actually I don't do both sides in one. I do one side and then the other. So then I'll do this one down first also. And then go back to the other side and cinch that down. And basic rule of thumb with that is just to keep the top lined up as evenly as I can, which I kind of pretty shittily. Oh, on this left side here. I'm going to fix that real quick. There we go. And then just do it to the other side. Do a all-around check, make sure everything's fed out good, nice and well. Nephrostomies are good. Nephrostomies good. Alright. So then this is the ballsy trick. I just basically throw myself over right here. And then, like I said, I'm able to throw my shoulder straps over. So I put them out to my side. And I cross my shoulder straps also because of the length of them. When I start off, I tighten them down as much as possible, even though it restricts my shoulders, just to make sure that they don't pop off and the bucket stays as tight to my body as possible as I transfer. But once I get in, you'll see that I undo my shoulder straps and readjust them as fitted. Boom. Ace is always in the content. I don't know if you guys pay attention, but this is Ace. He's always in the content. Pow. So, you're probably wondering how I do my nephrostomies. Easy peasy. Hold on. Yeah, this is fit, right? I just throw them over my shoulders. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty safe for the most part. But usually I had to deal with this fucking pest. Come on. Hey. Hey. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Need you to move. Alright, backing up into you. Choo choo! Choo choo! Yeah, that's what I thought. Boom. I usually have bags that go on the side of my bucket that store these, but I don't use them when I'm home just because.
Ok, mersi an pil paske mwen te kwen nou gitan gade video wa, nou gitan wel, mersi an pil. An sel konsey ke mdaba ou menm ki kon problem avek o zami ou, avek o moun, e chache atan. Kompran? E chache atan a moun sa. Paske, so, pa ran eksegi nan la vi, pa ran eksegi. Moun ki wakoto la, bali l'amou, bali love, di lou remen, di lou apresye. Wakon desi je ve. Ou e jodi an pala ven nan wakon desi sa pase man. Moun nou menm te wakon sa pase desi je ve. Se jos aseptel, e bali moun ki wakoto la love, di lou remen. Se vreman important. E mersi anpil, al pa sote pou an tan ou tap gade video wa. Ki Bondye beni ou, se la pou fe pataje lwe balot zami ou. Bondye beni ou, a la prochaine, nan video. Mersi anpil. Ciao.